Assalamualaikum everyone. So today I'm going to show you how to make Gobhi Manchurian that will go beautifully with my fried rice. And for the fried rice, I will show you the video at a later stage. So let's start off with this Gobhi Manchurian. First thing is that you definitely need to have a good gobi. So I've actually cut an extra only because I know the minute when I fry it, my family members are going to come in the kitchen and start munching onto it. That's the reason why I've got extra cauliflower. So this is about 1¼ of a cauliflower. I've also got some plain flour. I've just you can add corn flour in it, like a few tablespoons. I've got here only plain flour. The reason why is that I've just run out of corn flour, to be honest. I've also got in this plate some sugar. So sugar is to taste, that's why I've just put 2 teaspoons. And I've put very little salt, and I might not even use it, only because soy sauce does have some salt in it. So I'm gonna check it to the taste, the salt. We've also got red chilies, which is also optional for people who don't like a lot of heat in their food, but in my family everybody loves the heat. I've got on the chopping board, I've got some red chilies, so this will just give a good color to my dish. Now I've got the seeds in. If you don't want it to be really hot, please remove the seeds and just have it chopped without the seeds. I've got 1 onion, which is finely chopped, and green bell pepper, that's also finely chopped. On this plate you can see I've separated the ginger and the garlic. Now look, I'm not a professional chef where I will show you how to cut the ginger and the garlic with the knife. I'm not that good in chopping that. So what I do is I put it in the blender and blitz it for 1 or 2 seconds to see that I can get it finely coarsely down. So you can see it is as good as finely chopping it with a knife. The same with the garlic as well. So it works for me. I've not had any problems with it. If you are an expert, you're more than welcome to use the knife. And of course we need soy sauce. So we also need tomato sauce to taste and chili sauce to taste as well. We'll start off by blanching the cauliflower first, so basically boiling it in water for about 3 or 4 minutes, just so that the rawness is taken out and it's blanched nicely so that we can deep fry it. So here you can see I am boiling water in the pan, nothing so fancy. And as soon as the water boils up, I'm going to be blanching the the cauliflower into this water. No seasoning at all. Look, if you've got chicken stock by any chance and you had that available, so you can use the store-bought one. I don't use any store-bought items unless I don't use the store-bought ones. And or you could also use a cube of chicken stock in this one. So I'm not at the moment, I'm actually on a holiday, so a lot of ingredients I'm not able to find them, but whatever ingredients I can get my hands on, I'm using it. Otherwise you can also use just plain water, which I'm doing at the moment, without any stock, without any chicken cube in it. And what you're going to do is just have the cauliflower put into it and just blanch it. In the meanwhile, as that's happening, what we need to do is we need to start seasoning this flour. Now for seasoning this flour, what I need to do is to add about a teaspoon and about 2 teaspoons of ginger, because of the amount of the cauliflower I have, and about 2 teaspoons of garlic as well. We are also going to season this with a little bit of soy sauce, say about 2 tablespoons, 2.5 tablespoons of soy sauce in it. And what we're going to do is just make it as a batter and taste, because obviously we need to taste for salt. So we'll taste for salt. I'll also add a little bit of the red chili powder that I had selected previously, and I will mix this out. So I'm now going to mix this with water to make it like a thick cake-like batter, but not extremely thick, medium, so that it coats the cauliflower. So here I have the batter ready, and you can see the consistency. It is a dropping like consistency. It is not as thick as a cake, but it is a good consistency that will coat the cauliflower. At this stage, the water has already heated, so I will start putting in the cauliflower for blanching purposes. So we will blanch the cauliflower in smaller proportions because we do not want to overcook our cauliflower, because we need to retain its shape. And also keep in mind, I would suggest that don't put all the cauliflower at the same time, or because I got a bigger batch, 1.5 cauliflower, so I would go half and half, the same with you. So I would not over full the pan, and at this stage I will stop. I will let it boil up, and then I will put it aside, the hot one, so that they can cool. And you will notice that I will now complete all of the rest of the amount blanched of the cauliflower blanched into this pan. So there you go. You can see that the water is boiling much more than the first time we had seen, and the cauliflower has already blanched for about 2 minutes. We don't want to overdo it because we don't want to overcook it, and we don't want to undercook it. That's the reason why we blanched it. So I'm going to now have them removed in a bowl and keep them aside to cool off before we use the batter on this. So here you go. You can see that the second batch is almost ready as well. I just wanted to show you the first batch because when you blanch cauliflower, I want you to see that it does change its form and texture as well. So here you can see that the form and the texture has changed already, and I want you to see that the color has become more brighter than it was when it was raw, and you can actually even feel that it is partly cooked as well. So I've also tasted the batter at this stage, and this is the last chance to fix the batter. So my seasoning was less. I've added some salt in it, and it was now perfect to my taste. I'll remove the second batch as well, and we'll have now to wait until the cauliflower does come to room temperature. So here I've already tested my oil, and it is sizzling beautifully. What I've done is basically I'll take that. So sorry about that. So what I've done at this stage is just taken some cauliflower, and I've already dipped it in my batter, so just to make my work easier, and I'll just lift it straight up into the pan. So just the way the first time I did say that when you're blanching the cauliflower, make sure you do not over put too much at the same time, so don't overcrowd it. The same way with the cauliflower that I will now deep fry in this oil, I'll not overcrowd it. So we'll deep fry it and make it golden brown and have it prepared. So there you go, my first batch is in the frying pan, and we're just going to fry it golden brown. So as the cauliflower is frying on the other end, we'll take the opportunity to start making the sauce. And for the sauce, what I'm doing is that I'm adding about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And to it, I've already added the onions in it. Now, I find that the oil is a little less, so I'm adding about a tablespoon of salt into it. And so we're going to fry it to be translucent. Now as they're turning translucent, I'll add garlic. And I also want to advise you that when you're frying the cauliflower, make sure that you fry them on a very low heat to get the crispiest result. So we'll now add about 1.5 teaspoons of ginger and garlic of the same amount. So 1.5 teaspoon of ginger, 1.5 teaspoon of garlic as well. So I've added ginger, garlic, and I've also added the red chili so that they can infuse in the base of our mixture. So I'm just going to give it a good stir over here. Sorry. And we are just infusing it at this stage. Once it infuses, and also the onion does become, actually I'm almost done now, so it is translucent. I'm going to quickly add in the green pepper that we had chopped earlier. So in goes the green pepper as well, and you can see that everything is becoming more brighter than it was. At this stage, I can smell beautiful ginger and great smell of garlic as well. I'm going to add soya sauce so that the water agent of it does stop the cooking process. And mind you, I've forgotten to mention, this is light soy sauce, so I have to add a little extra. However, if you're using dark soy sauce, then you have to use very minimum. So I'll add soy sauce so I can actually give a chance for the ingredients to cook in the soy sauce. So I've added the soy sauce, reduced the fire, and I've also gone ahead and added the tomato sauce in it. Because I don't have access to chili sauce as well, I'm going to just add a little bit of red chili, like about a quarter teaspoon. And so I've added red chilies and also 2 teaspoons of sugar as well. I've tasted the sauce at this stage. To my taste buds, this is excellent. And it's perfect for us to now introduce the cauliflower in this mixture. So there you go, my first batch of the cauliflower that was fried is already out of the fire. And the reason I wasn't touching the first one because those are really hard. You can feel the crunch. You can see the crunch. They're nice and crispy. That means that they're well done from inside and outside as well. And you can see my second batch is already on the fire. We'll complete frying all this and then we'll put it on the mixture that we have already made earlier on in the pan. So there you go, my Gobhi Manchurian is ready to be served. And you can see how beautiful it looks like. It's a dry Gobhi Manchurian and that's exactly what you can see. I've also put the extra gobis in the extra cutlets of the florets from the cauliflower, fried and the battered and put aside for serving as a side dish if anybody wants to, which I said my family loves it. So I hope you enjoyed my video today. Please like, subscribe and share my videos, and also don't forget to click onto the notification or the bells icon on the YouTube channel, because that will indicate to you and let you or alert you every time when I upload another dish for you. I hope you enjoyed the Gobhi Manchurian and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.